Your financial plan, managing the lifeblood of your journey. Hello everyone, welcome back. Last week we explored your resource plan, your investment strategy for building leverage in your personal growth, relationships and material resources. Today we are diving into something equally critical but fundamentally different. Your financial plan, or what I like to call your budget. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Didn't we just talk about finances last week? And you are right, we did touch on financial resources. But here's the crucial distinction that most people miss, and understanding this difference could literally be the difference between thriving and barely surviving on your journey. The vital distinction is about investment versus cash flow. Let me start with an analogy that will make this crystal clear. Think of your body for a moment. You have two completely different but equally essential systems working together. Your muscular and skeletal system. This is like your resource plan. When you exercise and build muscle, you are creating leverage. Stronger muscles allow you to lift heavier weights, move more efficiently, and accomplish physical tasks with less effort. You invest time and energy in building these capabilities, and they serve you for years to come. And then your circulation system. This is like your financial plan. Your blood must flow continuously, carrying oxygen and nutrition to every cell of your body. If that circulation is impeded, you become sick and stop functioning properly. If a blood flow stops completely, your life is over. Your resource plan builds leverage and creates new opportunities over time, just like building muscle. Your financial plan manages the daily flow of money, just like your circulatory system manages the flow of blood. Both are absolutely essential, but they serve completely different purposes. Understanding your financial plan, more than just planning. Now, here is something important that most people misunderstand about budgeting. At the first glance, creating a budget looks like planning for the future, deciding how much to spend in different categories, setting financial goals for the coming months. But that's not really what effective budgeting is about. Your financial plan is much more like a medical diagnostic system than a planning tool. Think about it this way. When a doctor takes your pulse, checks your blood pressure and monitors your vital signs, they are not planning your future health, they are measuring your current health and watching for signs of imbalance. If they see something concerning, they intervene immediately to protect and restore your system's balance. Your financial plan works exactly the same way. It's a health monitoring system for your entire life journey. You are taking the pulse of your financial circulation every day, every week, every month. When you see an imbalance developing, maybe expenses creeping up, income becoming less predictable, or emergency reserves getting low, you connect it quickly to protect your whole system. But here is what makes this even more powerful. Financial distress is rarely about money. When your financial circulation becomes strained, it's often a symptom of deeper problems in other areas of your life. Maybe it's signaling that you missed important cues about future trends in your industry. Perhaps it's revealing that your planning in other areas was based on faulty assumptions. Or it could be showing that you are not adapting quickly enough to changing circumstances. This is why your financial plan is so valuable. It's an early warning system for your entire journey, not just your bank account. There are two layers of your financial plan. Your financial plan focuses specifically on circulation and immediate protection, just like your circulatory and immune systems. It operates on two distinct time horizons. The first layer, the daily cash flow management, has a time horizon of 0 to 3 months. This is your financial bloodstream, the money that flows in and out of your life every day, every week, every month. Just like blood circulation, this needs to be smooth, predictable and healthy. Your daily cash flow includes income streams, your salary, business revenue, current investment returns. Your essential expenses, housing, food, transportation, insurance. Goal-related expenses, the cost of pursuing your roadmap. Reserve optimization, ensuring you have enough buffer to handle fluctuations without stress, but not so much that cash sits idle and loses value to inflation. The key here is finding the optimal balance. Yes, you need more money coming in than going out, and you need enough buffer to handle normal fluctuations without stress. But if your cash reserves grow too large, they become wasteful. Money sitting in low return accounts while inflation erodes its value. One of the major challenges of effective budgeting is optimizing your reserves. You want enough liquidity for security and opportunity, but not so much that you are essentially losing money by keeping it in cash when it could be working for you in your resource plan. There are alternative forms of reserves also. Smart financial planning recognizes that reserves don't have to be just cash sitting in accounts. Your liquidity can also take the form of creditworthiness, a strong credit score and payment history, trust and credibility, relationships that would provide support in difficult times, lines of credit, pre-approved access to funds when needed, credit lines, business loans, convertible assets, investments you could liquidate quickly if necessary. This broader view of reserves allows you to keep your actual cash reserves leaner while maintaining real financial security through diversified access to liquidity. Layer 2. Security and stability. This has a time horizon of up to 24 months. This is your financial immune system, the reserves that protect you when unexpected challenges arise. Just like your body's immune system protects you against illness, these reserves protect against financial illness. They include emergency funds, adequate reserves for essential expenses, opportunity fund, money available for unexpected changes to accelerate your journey, transition buffer, resources to support career changes or major life shifts, insurance policies, protection against major unexpected expenses through health, property, disability and other appropriate coverage. Note about wealth building, long-term wealth building, investment portfolios, asset acquisition, income diversification belongs in your resource plan, not your financial plan. Why? Because wealth is a form of leverage that includes skills and relationships, not just money. True wealth is about building a comprehensive leverage that allows you to make choices based on your soul's calling rather than survival needs. Creating your personal financial plan. Now let's build your financial plan step by step. I want you to grab a notebook. We are going to work through this together. Step 1. Establish your financial health monitoring system. First, let's create your diagnostic system. Just like a doctor needs baseline measurements to detect changes in your health, we need to establish your financial vital signs. Current cash flow diagnosis. List all your current income sources and their reliability patterns. Map your essential expenses and their predictability. Track your discretionary spending patterns. Identify your current monthly circulation surplus or deficit. Note seasonal fluctuations or irregular patterns. Early warning indicators. What financial changes would signal deeper problems in your journey? Which expense increases might indicate you are missing important trends? What income fluctuations could reveal issues with your career direction? How would you recognize if your financial assumptions need updating? When a health monitoring routine. Weekly quick pulse check on income versus expenses. Monthly detailed review of all financial vital signs. Quarterly analysis of trends and early warning signals. Annually complete financial health assessment aligned with your roadmap review. Step 2. Interpret your financial symptoms. Now we are going to analyze what your financial circulation is telling you about your overall journey health. This is where budgeting becomes truly powerful, when you use it as a diagnostic tool. Income pattern analysis. If income is declining, what does this signal about market trends, skill relevance, or career positioning? If income is unpredictable, are you too dependent on unstable sources, missing opportunities for diversification? If income growth is stagnant, are you undervaluing yourself, or is your industry changing? Expense pattern analysis. Rising essential expenses. Are you adapting to inflation, or are lifestyle creep and poor choices driving increases? Increasing goal-related expenses. Is this strategic investment in your future or unfocused spending? Growing discretionary expenses. Are you rewarding progress appropriately or using spending to avoid deeper issues? Cash flow stress analysis. Occasional tight months, normal fluctuations or warning signs of inadequate planning. Chronic cash flow pressure, symptoms of deeper misalignment between your goals and your financial reality. Emergency fund depletion, indicator that your assumptions about risk and stability need updating. What financial symptoms reveal? Persistent overspending might signal unrealistic expectations about your current capabilities. Income stagnation could indicate you are not building market-relevant skills fast enough. Unpredictable expenses might reveal poor planning or failure to anticipate necessary investments. Growing debt often signals misalignment between your aspirations timeline and your current reality. Step number 3. Build financial resilience and redundancy. Now we come to a crucial aspect that most financial advice ignores: building resilience into your financial circulation system. It's impossible to foresee every opportunity and every challenge that will come your way. Therefore, we need to design our financial system to handle the unexpected. Think about it this way. A healthy body doesn't just have good circulation, it has backup systems, redundant pathways and reserves that kick in when the primary systems are stressed. Your financial systems needs the same resilience. The need for liquid reserves. Just like your body stores energy in multiple forms, glucose in the blood for immediate use, glycogen in muscles for quick access, and fat for long-term reserves, your financial system needs reserves at different levels of accessibility. Immediate liquidity, cash readily available for daily circulation. Short-term reserves, easily accessible funds for unexpected opportunities or challenges. Emergency reserves, protected funds for major disruptions. The need for flow redundancy. Here is what many people learned the hard way during the 2008 financial crisis and the aftermath. It's not just about running out of money. Your financial flows can be blocked entirely. Millions of people, especially in Greece, found their money trapped when banks imposed capital controls after that financial crisis. In Cyprus, authorities actually were under tremendous pressure to seize money directly from bank accounts, even if the bank was completely healthy. This taught us that we need redundancy in the paths our money can flow through. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, not just in terms of investments, but in terms of how and where you hold your money. Diversifying your financial infrastructure. Consider distributing your financial reserves across different asset categories and jurisdictions. Traditional banking for daily operations and predictable access. Physical precious metals, gold, silver, assets that maintain value independently of currency systems. Cryptocurrency, digital assets that operate outside traditional banking systems. Different currencies. If you operate internationally or want protection against currency devaluation. Then use different institutions, multiple banks, credit unions, investment platforms. The goal isn't paranoia, it's prudent resilience. You want to ensure that if one pathway gets blocked, you have alternatives that keep your financial circulation flowing. The integration. How your financial plan supports your resource plan. Here's where the magic happens. When your financial plan creates a stable foundation that allows your resource plan investments to flourish. Healthy cash flow enables resource investment. When your financial circulation is smooth and predictable, you can allocate money consistently to building leverage, whether that's education, networking, tools, or yes, wealth-building investments. You are not constantly robbing your growth fund to pay bills. Financial security enables bold resource moves. Your emergency and opportunity funds allow you to take calculated risks that accelerate your journey. You can invest in significant learning opportunities, relocate for better possibilities, or say yes to networking events that could change everything. Protected circulation prevents resource destruction. When financial emergencies arise, and they will, your security reserves protect all the leverage you have been building. You don't have to liquidate investments, abandon education programs, or damage relationships because of temporary cash flow problems. But remember, this isn't about accumulating money for its own sake. This is about creating a financial foundation that allows your resource plan investments to compound without interruption. Your financial plan protects and enables your resource plan, which builds the leverage and freedom that ultimately serves your soul's purpose. Common financial plan mistakes to avoid. Let me share some mistakes I see people make that undermine their entire journey. Mistake number 1. Single income source dependency. Relying on just one job or one line of business creates enormous vulnerability. We never know how long our job will last or how any particular industry will perform next year. Build multiple income streams gradually. Even small secondary sources create significant resilience and peace of mind. Mistake number 2. Single point of failure thinking. Don't put all your financial eggs in one basket. Not just investments, but your entire financial infrastructure. If all your money is in one bank, one currency, one form, you are vulnerable to systemic failures that are beyond your control. Mistake number 3. Confusing circulation with leverage. Don't put money you need for daily expenses into long-term investments. Your emergency fund shouldn't be in volatile assets. Your financial plan needs accessible, stable money for circulation and protection. Wealth building belongs in your resource plan where it can work long-term without being touched. Mistake number 4. Over-reserving, cash hoarding. Keeping too much money in low-return savings accounts no-return saving accounts is actually a form of financial waste. Inflation erodes the value of idle cash, and excess reserves should be flowing into your resource plan investments. Find the optimal balance between security and growth. Mistake number 5. Underutilizing alternative liquidity. Don't think reserves only mean cash in the bank. Your creditworthiness, network relationships, and convertible assets are all forms of liquidity that can reduce your need for idle cash reserves. Mistake number 6. No buffer thinking. Living paycheck to paycheck, even at high income levels, creates chronic stress that undermines everything else you are trying to build. Always maintain circulation buffers and redundant access paths. Mistake number 7. Ignoring systemic risks. Don't assume it can't happen here. Financial systems can be disrupted, currencies can lose value, and authorities can impose controls. Build resilience into your system before you need it. Mistake number 8. Underpricing due to poor reserve planning. Many people underestimate the buffers and reserves they need to build up. Therefore, they price their products and services too low. This creates a vicious cycle when they struggle to build the right reserves, even when they recognize that they need them. When pricing your work, factor in the true cost of building financial resilience. Emergency funds, opportunity reserves, and transition buffers aren't luxuries. They are essential business costs that should be reflected in your pricing. Mistake number 9. All or nothing approaches. You don't need perfect financial resilience to start building it. Small, consistent improvements in your financial diversification and redundancy compound dramatically over time. Your financial plan assignment. This week, I want you to establish your financial health monitoring system and begin building resilience. Take your current financial vital signs. Map your income and expenses honestly, but more importantly, look for patterns and warning signals. Assess your current financial resilience. How vulnerable are you to flow disruptions? How diversified is your financial infrastructure? Identify your single biggest financial vulnerability. Is it over-dependence on one income source, one bank, one currency, or one form of money? Look deeper at persistent financial pressure. If you have been struggling financially despite reasonable effort, ask yourself, do I need to revisit the foundational work from modules 1 to 3? Am I avoiding necessary changes in my life, relationships, or understanding of my environment? Take one concrete step toward resilience. Open a second bank account, develop a secondary income stream, or have that difficult conversation about needed life changes. But here's the key. Start building resilience before you need it, and don't ignore what persistent financial stress is trying to tell you about deeper issues. Remember, this isn't about becoming wealthy or building perfect security overnight. This is about developing the financial awareness and resilience that keeps your entire journey healthy, and recognizing when financial symptoms are pointing to the need for fundamental changes that go far beyond money management. Financial health means liberty. Here is what I want you to understand. When your financial plan is working well, money becomes a tool that serves your purpose rather than a source of anxiety that distracts you from it. You are not thinking about money at all the time because it's flowing smoothly in the background, supporting everything else you are trying to create. This financial health creates a profound sense of liberation. You can focus on developing your capabilities, building meaningful relationships, and pursuing your soul's calling because you are not constantly worried about survival. And paradoxically, this freedom often leads to even greater financial success because you are operating from abundance rather than scarcity, making decisions based on long-term value rather than short-term desperation. Conclusion: your financial plan is the foundation that allows everything else in your life to flourish. It's not the most glamorous part of your journey, but it's absolutely essential. Just like a healthy circularity system isn't glamorous, but it's what keeps you alive and thriving. Next week, we'll dive into your action plan, how to translate all this planning into consistent daily progress towards your goals. But for now, focus on creating that healthy financial circulation that will support every step of your journey. Thanks for joining me today. I'm excited to see how financial clarity will accelerate your path towards the life your soul is calling you to create. See you next week.